screen visible, students? Hello, screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So in the last class, we were discussing DFDs and we have done a lemonade stall DFD the last class. So let's just do one more DFD today. Okay. So let's just draw. Okay. So today's DFD is on, we need to prepare a DFD on MS Word. Okay. Microsoft Word. All of you are familiar with Microsoft Word. So this is a very easy example. That's why because you are all of you are familiar with MS Word and you know what are the functionalities of MS Word, as well as you know what are the entities, that are present, also the processes that are present. Data flow is from which direction to which direction. Data stored, that is database, is what is the database over there. So you know all these things in case of DFDs. Okay, sorry, for Microsoft Word. So that's why we will take one example of Microsoft Word. All of you students, please pay attention. Then only you will understand how to draw DFD. Okay. And the first and foremost rule of DFD, of drawing DFD, is you, whenever you are drawing the arrows, okay, you know that arrows are indicating the direction from which direction the data is flowing to which direction. So you need to remember that no, whenever you are drawing the arrows, no crossovers should be there. Okay, that is, no lines should cross each other. Like you cannot do the DFD like this. That is, you are flowing the data in this direction as well as in this direction. So here a crossover is happening. You cannot do like this. Instead, you can move this arrow like this and this arrow like this. Okay, so crossover will be will be terminated. Okay, so see here, let's take one example of MS Word. Okay, MS Word. So in MS Word, we know that there are two types of user. Okay, first one, there are user, that is one, there are two types of entities. Okay, first one is the user and the second one is the admin. Okay, and the process name is what? MS Word. So we know that the process name is MS Word. So let's just rename the entities. So the first entity is user. Okay, all of you please write it down in your copy. All of you please write it down in your copy. And the next one is what? The next one is admin. Okay, admin. So these are the two entities in the MS Word. Admin, who is responsible for accessing or having the overall functionalities of the MS Word, and the user, who is using that MS Word at that particular point. Okay. So suppose multiple users are there. So user, this is user one, this is user. Okay. So these are the entities in case of MS Word. Okay. And what is the process? Process in MS Word is itself MS Word. So we are putting the MS Word into a circle. So you need to remember these terminologies. Whenever we are putting a circle, that means it is a process, and process means MS Word. Whenever we are putting it anything in rectangle, that means it is the entities. Okay. Now see, first thing, that is, user can, whatever, whenever you are using my MS Word, first thing that you can do is either you can open a new document, or like first you can open a new document. Okay, so for that you will be requesting the MS Word to open a new document. So the arrow will be from this direction to this direction. That is, the user is requesting the MS Word application to open a new document. Okay, so new document, NEW, document request. Okay, next, is, if you have opened a new document, then you can reopen that document. Okay, you can reopen that document. If you have opened a document, then again you can reopen it. So next data flow is what? Open request. Open request. So user is requesting the MS Word to reopen the document. Okay. Next, you can print. Okay, you can print the data. Whatever you have done, you can print the data. So that's why you can do print request. So print request. So the data flow is from user. All this data is flowing from user to MS Word. Okay. Next, see, another one is, if you are while doing any kind of operation like opening the file or printing the file, if you are facing any kind of error, then you can take help. Remember that in MS Word there is an option that is help. Okay, so you can request for help also. So that's why another data flow is help request. Okay. Next, see, also this user can edit request. Okay, can edit request, can edit any request, edit the file. Whenever you have opened, suppose the MS Word, and then you have typed something, and afterwards you have encountered that there is a problem in your file, so that you will be doing an edit request. So edit request. Okay. Next is to insert some symbols, like there are mathematical symbols in the MS Word. So if you want to insert some symbols, then you can also do another request, that is insert request. Students, are you following? Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Insert request. Okay. Another one, you can take many more, okay, requests, but I am taking just, I'm closing this. So the last request I'm taking is exit. Okay, so exit request. If you have completed your word, now you can do the exit. So exit request. And this is the process flow. That is, the process is flowing from user to MS Word in this case. Now, after that, MS Word will direct all these process requests to admin. Okay, so that's why MS Word, from here we have taken an arrow, and the arrow is flowing from MS Word to admin. So this is the top level or context level DAV. Okay, top level or context level. You can rename it as 0 level also. You can rename it as context level also. Okay, so this is the level 0 or level 0 of DAV. Okay, clear, students? Clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the
Yes, ma'am.
overall diagrammatic view, how the MS Word is working. This is the overall diagrammatic view. Now, we will, in level 1, we will again see, divide sub, we will again divide this diagram into sub parts. Okay, so how, this is the overall representation. Now, let's again subdivide it. Okay, so suppose we are subdividing this part. Okay, this part from user to MS Word, we are subdividing this part. Okay, we are not moving to the admin. Okay, only user and MS Word interaction we are subdividing. How we will do? See here. So the external entity, we know that it is the user. So we are putting user. Okay, so process, there can be multiple processes in case of level 1. whenever you are doing the top level DFD, remember there will be only one process, that is the application. But in level 2 or level further, whenever you are dividing that levels, then you can have more than one uh, process. Okay. So here the processes, let's just take what can be the processes. Whenever you are opening the file, okay, like whenever you are using MS Word, there can be a file. Okay. So one file can be one process. File is there. Next, edit can be done. In the, remember that in the top level DFD, all these were process names. Sorry, the data flow names. Okay, these are the data flow, edit, file. All these are data flow names, and you are again dividing those things. Now you are giving the names of the processes as giving these names as the name of the same name. Another ones, insert. Insert is another process. It is very difficult to write in Jamboard. Insert. Another, suppose let's just take exit. We have taken this processes in the previous level. Exit is another one. Okay. Next, suppose another one is help. Okay. So these are the processes. You can take many more also, but I am taking for the sake of simplicity 6 processes. Okay, sorry, 5 processes and user. Now see how the data is flowing from user to all these processes. You need to show the relationship. So how? So see, let's just rename it. Okay, so this is suppose level. This is level 1. Okay, earlier it was level 0. This is level 1. So what? How we will rename it? It will be level 1.1. Okay, 1.1. Edit will be suppose 1.2. Okay, because within this level 1 we are, these are the sub processes, so that's why we are giving, that is in the process 1 is having this sub processes. So 1.1, 1.2, again see suppose 1.3 is there. Next, exit 1.4. Next, help 1.5. Okay, now how they are linked with each other, how they are linked with each other. So see here, user can open a file. Okay, user can open a file. Then this name is open. Now file will have a file name, and with that file name you can edit the file. So here we are, data is flowing from file to edit, and we are giving the process, we are giving the name of the data flow as file. Okay, with using file name, the user can edit the file. Next, see, if you are inserting something. Okay, if you are inserting something, so using symbol or using object symbol, you can insert anything in your file. So see here, from file the data is flowing to the insert process, and the symbol is object, and the symbol is and the data flow name is object symbol. Next, suppose what is the linkage between insert and exit? Just think, give, there should be relation. So data is flowing suppose from insert to exit. Okay, and let's just take using insertion using file name, you get the session. So let's just give the name as file name. File name. Next, suppose what are is the relationship between edit and exit. So data is flowing from edit to exit. Okay, so you can rename it that using file name you are exiting. Okay, next, see here, user, from user the data is flowing from to the process help. okay, using the file name. Also, by use from insert option or from insert process, the data is going to help. Okay. Similarly, from edit, you can go to the help option. So in this way, all these processes are interlinked, and you can do the following operations using file name. That is, user using file name can move to the help option. Also, insert using file name can move to the help option. That is, if you are finding any error while inserting a symbol, using the file name, you can move to the help. Also, whenever you are in the edit option, you can move to the help using the file name. Okay, so file name, okay, okay. So in this way, you can draw the level 1 creative. Okay, level 1 creative. Is it clear? Is it clear how we are drawing level 1, students? Any doubt? Is anyone having any question? Students, please respond. Pratik, do you have any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the level 1. Okay, next, let's see level 2. Okay, whenever you are drawing DFD, remember you need to draw at least 3 levels. That is level 0, level 1, and level 2. Okay, so see here, we have drawn the level 0. Level 1 is also done. Now we are moving to the level 2. Okay, level 2. So how you are doing level 2? So see here again, you are having the user. Okay? You are having the user. User is the process. Now, what are the, sorry, user is the entity. Now, what are the process? That is, suppose we are giving new, new, then suppose another process is open. Suppose another process is print. Another process is save. Okay. In this way, help. Now see, user, suppose this is level 2, so the levels will be 2.1. Process number 1, level 2, process number 2, level 2, process number 3, so 2.3, level 2, process number 4, 2.4, level 2, process number 5, 2.5. Okay. Now see here, the data, we have identified the processes, we have identified the entity. Now we need to identify the linkage, that is the relationship between the process and the entity, that is the data flow, how the data is flowing. So first, let's always, the data will flow from user to the process. So see here, from user, it is flowing to the new process. Okay. Next, from new process, it is flowing to the print process. Okay. Next, from new, it is flowing to the open process. From open, it is flowing to the from open, it is flowing to print process. Okay. Next, after doing all this operation, you can save the file. So from print, it is moving to the save process. From save, it is moving to the, if you are facing any error, you can go take help. So from save, it is moving to this help process. Now, user can either open a new file or you can open the file which is already saved. So that's why user is linked with open process. Similarly, after opening the file, instead of printing the file, you have options. Either you can print the file or you can save the file directly. You may feel that you do not need to print that particular file. So in that case, what you will do, you will take the user can directly open the file and save the file. Okay, and from that user can take help. So in this way, all the arrows are there. The data flow is like this direction, and we are actually giving the establishing the relationships between all the processes and the entities. So in this way, now you can give name. So name of the process. So sorry, data flow. So using file name, the user can open a using file name, the user can open a new file, and also using a file name, the user can open a already present file. That is, the user can reopen a file. Similarly, after opening using file name, the user can print the file. After printing the file name, the user can using the file name, the user can save it. After opening the file, the user can save the file using file name. In this way, all these things are linked, and these are the names. So this is the level 2 DFT of MS Word. So see here, if you see this is the top level or level 0. This is the top level or context level on level 0 DFT. Okay, level 0 DFT. We are subdividing this level into level 1. Okay, so this part we are subdividing. So see here, level 1 we have divided into like this, and the data is flowing from this direction to this, and level 2 is again we are subdividing level 1 into level 2. So in this way, it is flowing the data is flowing like this. Students, clear? Any doubt? Students, ask if you are having any doubt. Because in exam, you need to do it by yourself. In exam, you need to do it by yourself. And also, whenever you are in 4th year, whenever you will be doing projects, web development projects, you need to do the DFT diagram of any web development project. Like suppose if you are given a project of, this is whatever I have explained, this is a very simple example. Like if you are doing a project, suppose you are doing a project of online home delivery, okay? food delivery, online food delivery system. So in that case, you need to identify the entities, what are the processes, what are the operations are there, how the data is flowing. You need to remember, okay? That not remember, you need to think about that, present that. And after representing that diagram, you need to show to the user that whether whatever you have said, I have drawn it into a diagram, and whether is it matching with your requirement or not. If the user agrees that yes, it is matching, then only you will start building the project. Okay. Otherwise, if the user says that no, this is not a correct thing, you need to add something, or you need to delete something, or you need to edit something. If the user is saying that, you will be doing it in the DFT diagram. So what is DFT? DFT is nothing but a blueprint or a plan. Okay, how you are beginning your project. That is like whenever civil engineers before building any block, or before any doing construction, what they used to do, you have seen, they used to draw the building, the entire architecture they used to draw in a plain paper, okay, so that the user can understand that this in this portion there will be the balcony, in this portion there will be the kitchen, there will in this portion there will be the bathroom, in this portion it will be the hall, the bedroom will be in this corner. So that by giving the diagram, the user can understand that yes, this will be the overall plan of my home, and building the building block, or they can start building the construction. So here also, in case of software engineering, whenever you are doing developing any software, first you need to think that how the overall diagram will be. That is, you need to draw the architecture of that software. For that, you will be needing this DAD diagram. Another many more diagrams are also there, like you will be seeing use case diagram, class diagram, many more UML diagram out there. I will be doing one by one all these diagrams in your lab. And also one more thing is left out, that is SRS, software requirement specification. I will be doing that also, but as your exam, that is in DCA1, I have given questions from DFD. So that's why I have explained the DFD portion. So is it clear to everyone? Anyone, students? Anyone having any doubt? So let's just give one more example. Okay, this is for your homework. Okay, all of you just pay attention and do the homework. I will ask in the next class, that is on Monday. I will ask you, and I will tell everyone to show the screenshot whether they have done this DFD or not. This is a very simple example. We have done MS Word. Now you need to do for mailbox. DFD for mailbox. Mailbox means you are using Gmail. Okay, so what are the processes that are present in your mail? Okay, and what are the entities that are present, how the data is flowing, you need to remember. Okay, that is, first there will be user. Okay, the user will be one process, and mailbox is the process. Sorry, the user will be the entity, and the process in level 0. In level 0, there will be level 0 or context level. So in level 0, the process will be what? Mailbox itself, and the entities will be what? User. Okay. Now user, what are the how the data will flow? The data will flow from user to mailbox, and also from mailbox to user, because it is a two-way communication. Whenever user is sending some request, the mailbox in return is giving some. If the user is getting some reply, the mailbox is giving the reply back to the user. Okay. So similarly, whenever if the data flow, that the data flows will be like, user can compose mailbox. Okay, compose any mail, or user can check inbox in the mail, or user can send anything in the mail, or user can remove or can delete any mail and move into the trash box. Okay, user can create a folder, user can move any unwanted mail to a spam box. Okay, these are the data flow names. Okay, this can be, you can add many more also. Also similarly, mailbox can in return, using mail editor, can return back any received mail to the user. Okay, so data is flowing in both directions. Similarly, in level 1, this is the level 0. In level 1 also, you can subdivide the level 0, like user can, using file name, the user can check the inbox. Using file name, the user can compose the inbox. From inbox, using file name, the user can compose a file. Similarly, from user, the data can flow to send box and also to spam box. And after that, it can move to the, using file name. All these processes can be interlinked with to the trash box. And after that, the user can log out from the Gmail. So in this way, you can do the DFD of a mailbox. Okay, so I have explained level 0 and level 1. What you need to do is, you need to draw this DFDs in your copy and show me in the next class. I have explained level 0 and level 1. You need to construct the level 2 by yourself. Okay, so this is a very easy thing. I hope all of you have understood, and all of you should give a try. And level 0, level 1, level 2 should be there in your DFD. Okay. Okay, students. Clear? Students respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So
Yes, ma'am.
closing this session. So time is also over. So do this homework. In the previous class, I have also given a homework. So do this two homework and show me in the Monday. To Monday, we are having class. We will be discussing some more DLTs. And also remember, I have given you the assignment for CA2 and CA1. So you need to submit the assignment within the given deadline. That is on 27th, I have given the last date to submit the assignment. And you need to submit the assignment in both Google Drive as well as TCS.
Ma'am?
Yes.
হ্যালো হ্যাঁ ম্যাম ম্যাম বলছি যে আপনি সফটওয়্যার ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং এর থিওরি ম্যাম লিখতে কিছু দিয়েছেন অ্যাসাইনমেন্ট মানে ম্যাম
TCS আইনে দিয়েছি তো, CA2 দিয়েছি তো।
না মানে লেখা না ম্যাম, সেই 30 মিনিটের যে কোশ্চেন গুলো পরপর মানে এক্সাম টাইপে যেটা হয় ওটা দেখলাম ম্যাম রয়েছে।
এক্সাম টাইপ মানে বুঝলাম না।
মানে ম্যাম 30 মিনিটের মধ্যে ম্যাম সেই করে না মানে এমসিকিউ ম্যাম যেগুলো দেন মানে দেওয়া হয় পরীক্ষার সময়।
কুইজ কি করে দেবে? কুইজ তো আমি দিইনি এখনো পর্যন্ত, তোমরা কি করে দেখতে পাচ্ছ কুইজ?
ম্যাম ওটাই তো দেখলাম ম্যাম। আর ম্যাম লেখা তো ম্যাম অ্যাসাইনমেন্টে থিওরি ম্যাম
কারণ আমি এখনো কুইজ কিন্তু আপলোড করিনি, আমি শুধু CA2 আপলোড করে রেখেছি।
ওকে ম্যাম দেখছি তাহলে।
দেখে আমাকে যদি অসুবিধা হয় ফোন করবে। তোমার নামটা কি?
আচ্ছা ম্যাম। ম্যাম আমি গার্গী ভট্টাচার্য।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে।
আচ্ছা।
Any more questions, students? So as I said, you need to upload it in Google Drive as well as in TCS and both. The questions are given in TCS and so you need to solve the questions and within 27 you need to submit. Okay. So, okay, students. So thank you for attending today's class. Now you can leave.